How's everyone doing today? Interesting part of it is if you look at your cell phone, I'm gonna tell you something. This is something actually rather new. So, is if you look at your camera, you open your camera up, you hit record, and you slide that bar over, shows you all those options that you might want to go back through and see who uh, you had service with. Because some companies used to offer like $1 a week or $2 a week or $5 a week for access to their Wi-Fi and whatnot. And what happened was a bunch of companies got in trouble because, like, if you look at Android, another flaw of Android is that you cannot actually limit down. Like, you can't just disconnect whoever the employer is because it doesn't always show up. But anyway, even when it's off, your Wi-Fi is off, it allows them access to what they call web mobile or mobile web. And when this happens, they can actually connect regardless if you're still connected to their service because they have something that's similar to provider software. And now the Wi-Fi wasn't the big deal so much as them actually trying to be a provider using you can do it through certain ways of running the router settings to where you just technically, if you're sitting down in Montoursville, and this is one of the things Unique got in trouble for, you can actually, all these old people around here, you can actually connect to their Wi-Fi. And some of them that leave them open, sometimes a Wi-Fi signal boosted can actually hit another Wi-Fi that's wide open. So if you have hotspot on your phone, you can go from, say, Montoursville to Williamsport to Cogan Station just by linking hotspots. And all you do is you go in and you find a hotspot location. You type in your credentials and whatnot, and you find out where the next hotspot is, and their credentials. You type your access in. Now, what it's supposed to do is knock you off the last one, but not all old versions of phones that is out there will do that. They'll keep the old software, even though it's saying update, update, update. And they'll go from hotspot to hotspot. If they can't hotspot, then they'll go to Wi-Fi. Tells you how much some of these places that offer hotspots, they don't really check. Now, if you can't do it that way, then you just simply use a cell phone. So Verizon comes out with two for one price, and they'll take a cell phone, and they'll go from Montoursville, and then they'll boost it somewhat, but they won't try to cross police band. As long as they don't cross police band, they're good. But a CB booster actually will get you a 5 to 8 mile range on a cell phone. And then you just find someone who, someone that's old. And you'll probably see these people walking around being like, Jehovah's Witness, and then they just, you're going to get kicked out unless it's Jehovah's Witness or Catholics. You can actually get yourself in a rut if you think about the idea a little bit, but actually at the same time it's interesting because you can actually completely undermine your cell phone service, go with an online Wi-Fi phone call service for $9.95 that's virtually unlimited, and just get rid of everyone as far as T-Mobile and this and that. And that's where these web phones tend to get in trouble because they're not checking Wi-Fi so much, Wi-Fi calling. And the Wi-Fi services, I don't think they check for security and all that as much as they say they do. But that's how you technically get free internet. It's not a bright idea. You can get in a lot of trouble if you get caught on someone else's Wi-Fi and whatnot. And it's not allowed. The one program they used to have would connect all the Wi-Fis together, and you couldn't, you know, you couldn't actually. Now the new ones you can't, but you can't actually go from one router to the next router to the next router unless you really undermine the programming. Now, if you have an ISP on a phone, you go from Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi, then you just voided out your whole idea of being able to do that because we'll hide it on the ISP online, which still requires the minimum amount of service, but to get connected. Some will try to do Telnet. Telnet's popular as far as the 995 to 1995 service. So, I mean, you really gotta be careful. And to the point of it is they're making cell phones very, very much undesirable in having, in the sense of people wanting them. Now, you know how to get free internet? It's not advised to get free internet that way. So, good day.